This is Rachel from Red Ant Fashions coming to you live in my car because that's where I always come live from. Sometimes we go backwards after sidestepping in order to move forwards. It's interesting how relationships work that way, but sometimes that's how it works. And I got the funniest advice from someone the other day, which I thought was really funny. First off, I try not to get relationship advice from people that aren't in relationships and don't have long relationships, like real committed long-term relationships. It's usually people that don't have those kind of relationships and are not in those kind of lifelong relationships. While there's a reason why they don't have those kind of relationships, and they're probably not the best people to go to for that kind of advice. Not to say that there's something wrong with them, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that why would you go to somebody that doesn't date in order to ask for tips about dating? It just seems silly because they don't know how to do it themselves. But I got the funniest relationship advice the other day. I was told, well, you just date assholes, Rachel, so just don't date assholes. That was the advice. And then to follow up the advice, I was told, well, you know, you just need to focus on you and learn to love yourself, and then you won't date assholes. Which I thought was really ironically funny because, first of all, people don't necessarily like put that on their list when you go out on dates and stuff. You first start dating, oh, by the way, I'm an asshole. Like, how do you determine who's an asshole and who's not, and what defines that exactly? Secondly, what was interesting about that comment was, if I had low self-esteem and I didn't love myself, I wouldn't be thrashing or railing so hard in the relationships that I'm having. Part of the problem that I've been having in the relationships that I've been having, and my biggest complaint, one of the biggest fights that I'm constantly having, is I feel I deserve to be treated better. That's not someone with low self-esteem. If I had low self-esteem and I didn't love myself, I would be okay with the little that I'm getting out of these relationships and the leftovers and scraps, and the fact that these people don't know how to actually love or interact in relationships. So it might be that I love myself too much and I respect myself too much, that I want others to actually treat me as I treat them. And I think that is my biggest complaint in the relationships that I've been having. And it's one of the biggest fights, is that I don't feel like I'm treated well. And I'm not sticking around because I feel like that's all I deserve. I'm constantly thrashing because I feel I deserve more. So I just thought that was an interesting statement, because I don't know, if I loved myself any more than I already do, and I raised my self-esteem even higher, then no one would be good enough to date me. So, which as we know, that wouldn't work either. So, I don't know. I think you have to find a middle ground with it. But to say that my problem is that I date assholes and just don't do that, I just thought it was funny, because how do you decipher who's an asshole and who's not? Because everybody's an asshole in their own way. I'm an asshole in my own way. Everybody is. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has issues. Everyone has problems. And everyone's stubborn in their own way about their own things. And being in a relationship has to do with compromise and coming to understandings and figuring it out to find a rhythm between two people that works for them. So I just thought that was kind of a funny statement, just stop dating assholes. Because what that's basically saying is just stop dating altogether.